Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos and today we are going to discuss about retargeting. Are you retargeting enough? Retargeting campaigns are the most effective campaigns that you can have. Rarely do I see accounts where cold traffic campaigns perform better than retargeting ones, and to be honest with you, even when I see it, I know that something is wrong and I always try to improve the retargeting. If your account is fairly new, of course your retargeting ad spend will be close to 30% of the total or even more if you have traffic from other sources. That means that if your account spends 100 USD daily, your retargeting ads should spend at least 30 USD. Of course, if you spend 50,000 per day, I don't expect you to spend 15,000 USD on retargeting only, but you should spend as much as you can, as long as your ROAS on the retargeting ads is the same or a bit higher from the average cold traffic ads ROAS. In scaled accounts like this, we are aiming for volume and higher revenue under a specific ROAS target, which is predefined from the brand, and we know that as long as we achieve it, the brand makes money. Anyway, before we talk about the different strategies, allow me to explain why retargeting ads are so effective. Customers are like pets. Meet Sugar, my cat. He knows me, he's used to me, he's used to being around me and hugging him because he loves me and because I feed him every day basically.
Meanwhile,
it's the same with your customers. The more they visit your store and get used to your products and offers, and the more you feed them with new content, discount codes, and whatever they like to see from your brand, they can become as loyal as a pet and buy again and again. But even the loyal customers need a reminder from time to time. This is why retargeting ads are that effective. Now it's time to go technical, and I'm on my PC. I'm going to show you all the ways. As you can see, the title says 5+1 ways to do proper retargeting. As you can understand, retargeting is very effective, and there are different ways that you can do retarget, from starting to target people that they have been to your website in the last 30 days, or maybe even long-term retargeting with visitors that they have been to your site for 180 days. I'm going to show you all the audiences that you can use in order to retarget people and how to actually use them. So let me show you. First of all, there are different ways of doing ads for retargeting. You can create a campaign here, as you can see, in this dummy account, and you can create catalog sales, and you can press continue, as you can see, and you need to have a catalog that you are going to choose here. You are going to come and you're going to put the different view or add to cart but not purchased in the last 14 days or 30 days. I really like to use this combo, people who view content or add it to cart but they didn't purchase in the last 30 days. It's very effective, especially with a very small budget. So if your budget is very small, just use this audience. If you have a little bit more, you can use one ad set which is going to have 14 or 15 days of view cart add to content but not purchased, and 30 days, so that you can break the funnel a little bit more. And if you have more budget, you can do initiate checkout 3 days, initiate checkout 7 days. Add to cart 20 days, add to cart 40 days. The more you spend and the more budget you have, the more you can break down your different audiences. Here, you have the option to actually do it. Don't forget, again, I have a small video about it. You can see, because my location is in Greece, by default it says Greece. So the hide option here, you need to, the show more options, you need to always click it. And as you can see here, if I was going to advertise in the United States, I would have to change the location, so don't forget that. Another way in your catalog is to actually use the find prospective customers, and you can do all the settings here, and this is the place that you're going to put your custom audiences. Another way of doing ads is also by doing conversion campaigns, okay? And you can click conversions, you can click continue. I'm talking with a lot of people and they have problems with their catalog ads. For example, they tell me, I'm running conversion ads, they're doing very well, my catalog ads don't. And this is a huge issue. I would like to tell you that catalog ads are a little bit buggy and they have a lot of issues. So there's no way that you're running cold traffic ads and your retargeting ads are not working. That means that you need to change something. And when I was having this discussion with one of my friends, we were talking about one of his accounts, and I told him, why don't you run retargeting ads, but conversions, not catalogs? You don't need to run always a catalog in order to do retargeting ads. And he said, okay, good idea. So he used the same creatives that he was using in the cold traffic ads, and he actually retargeted this time with custom audiences, and it worked. So you can do a conversion campaign. Of course, we always you can come here and you can put your custom event, a custom audience, and the different custom audiences that you want to use. Okay, so and then you can do dynamic creative ads. You know that I like dynamic creative ads. I'm actually preparing a whole video about dynamic creative ads and how you can use them and how you can benefit from them. But if you want, you can do actually the traditional way with having an ad set with different ads within. I strongly suggest you to do conversion ads with dynamic creative. And if we're talking about 30 days retargeting, you can use ABO instead of CBO. Now, let's jump on the audiences. So this is the area that you're going to put your custom audiences that we're going to discuss now. And let's jump now on our audiences over here in order to show you the different ways that you can retarget. Of course, you can retarget for the last 30 days, okay? A very common combination is view content 30 days, add to cart 30 days, exclude purchase 30 days. Very common, everybody does that. If you have more money, as I said, you can break the funnel more. The audiences that I like to use is add to cart 20 days, exclude people who purchased, add to cart 40 days, exclude people who purchase, initiate checkout 3 days, exclude purchase, and initiate checkout, purchase always is 30 days, and initiate checkout 7 days, exclude 30 days. And sometimes you can, if you have more money spending, you can even do top 25%. I'm going to show you now how to create all of these audiences. But keep in your mind that you should go between 25 and 30% of the amount that you're spending. If you're spending a lot of money, you should not go in crazy amounts for your retargeting, because at the end of the day, you need to have your targeting ads keeping a very good return on ad spend, because your cold traffic is going to have some lesser return on ad spend, so you need to compensate. Now, let's go for the first option that we were talking about. You can do actually the website over here. Let's press next, and you can come, you're picking your correct pixel, and here you have the different options. You can do here the view content for the last 3 days, you can do add to cart, you can do initiate checkout, and of course you can do purchase so that you can exclude it. Another thing that a lot of people do, if you don't have a lot of events on your add to cart or view content and stuff, you can just do, as you can see here, just all website visitors, okay, for the last 30 days. If somehow your retargeting campaigns are not spending, it means that you need to watch your custom audiences and see if you're having enough audience in order to retarget it. Sometimes people, they just do a very small campaign for $5 of cold traffic and they think that they can retarget this audience. Sometimes it's not enough, okay? So if your ads are not spending, it means that maybe you don't have enough audience, or you should check the button in your catalog to see if you are targeting the correct country. Now, another thing that you can do is that you can come here and visitors by time spent, okay? So you can have actually 25%, 10% and 5%. What does it mean? It actually segments the audiences of the people who have been to your website and spent more time. So 25% of the people who spend more time. I like to use 25%, 10% and 5% don't work very well, especially for retargeting. And I rarely use it in the 30 days audiences. I mostly use it in my long-term retargeting, which is actually the second way that we are going to discuss now. So a very basic way is the 30 days is something that everybody does. Let's now talk for some other ways that you can retarget people, and a lot of times people neglect to do as different options. First of all, we have the 180 days. You can do long-term retargeting. Of course, the days of excluding the purchase audience of 30 days or whatever is going to be actually determined by the way that you run your business, okay, and your numbers. For example, if you have a business which actually wants to retarget people after 40 days because they will take a refill, for example, you are having a supplement company and they want a refill, at that point you're going to retarget based on that. The retargeting is being defined based on how your business is working and based on these numbers. Don't take my numbers just for granted and just use them as they are. Try to adapt all of my strategies to your business and to your needs. So let's say that we want to target also people for a longer period, okay? Not only the 30 days, which is super effective, but I can tell you that it's also very effective to target people for the 180 days period, okay? 180 days is the max that you can put actually when you are having a website custom audience. And we can come here. The audiences that I like to use for the 180 days long-term retargeting, it's top 25%. I'm not using the 5 and 10. You can test it if you have enough. I like to use the view content 180 days, add to cart 180 days, initiate checkout, and of course purchase. In this case, I'm not excluding the people who purchased in the last 30 days. I just like to keep it like this so that I can retarget all these people for that they haven't been to my site for the past 180 days, or maybe they have been and they haven't bought. I just want to retarget people and refresh their memory that, hey, I'm here, come and buy again. I know that you bought, for example, come and buy again. I know that you have been, come and buy again. Maybe their economic situation has changed. Maybe they didn't buy for a reason and they want to buy now. You never know. And maybe they are just fans of your brand and they want to buy again. So very important to do long-term retargeting also. The third way is to do social media engagement ads. Let me tell you something. When we are thinking of social media engagement, a lot of times people think that it's the post that you do, for example, in your Instagram page, and if someone is liking or not. This is not the truth. If you're doing ads, your ads are also considered posts. So whoever is actually engaging with your ads is actually engaging with your Facebook or Instagram page. Let me give you an example. Let's say that, and this is happening a lot of times, I'm having an ad and somebody is actually coming to the ad, he's commenting with one of his friend, he's tagging the friend, they like the post, but they never click the link to actually end up to the site. What does this mean? That if you do only 30 days retargeting, you're not going to target these people. So it's very important to actually target the people who engage with your social media, because some of them, they haven't clicked your ad to end up to your store. And if you don't do this kind of retargeting, you're going to miss them. So the way to do it is to come on Instagram account on this specific situation. You pick the correct page, and everyone who engages with your professional account, of course, that I like to use the number 220. Don't ask me why, I don't know why, but it's working very well for me. Of course, you can go up to 365 days. Here we cannot go up to 180 only, we can go up to 365. I like to use 220. Have I used 365? Of course, okay? And you can also use it if you want. I just feel that it's a very long period, okay? 220 was the sweet spot for me. Maybe you will find something else for you. This is the way to do it for Instagram, and the other way to do it for your Facebook page is by Facebook here. Click next, you pick your page, 220, and of course, for each one of the audiences that you do, you're going to name it Facebook engagement 220 days. Let me create this one just so that it exists. Let's create the audience, and bada boom, it's created. Of course, after you do that, you can also click here and create a lookalike out of it, but maybe we will do another video about it. Now, let's go to the fourth way. A lot of times when people advertise, they actually use videos, okay? And when somebody is watching even 1 second or 2 seconds, they're actually engaging with your videos. This is why you need to have your social media engagement ads. But another thing is that there are people that they are watching your whole video because they like the content and they are going to see it, but they never click. You can retarget these people by doing this. You can create custom audience. you can click on the video, you can press next, you can choose over here what you want to do. For this specific retargeting, I like to use people who watch 95% of the video or 75%. 75% I like to use it when I have a big advertisement budget and I know that it's going to populate in ad people, but if you don't have, you can use the 95% of the video. So the people who have watched 95% of the video, they're actually people that they engage with your video and they like it and they have watched it. Okay, some people, they might just let it run, but it's okay. The majority of the people who are going to be populated in this custom audience, they're going to be people who at least like the video, but didn't click. And you can actually retarget them with something else this time. So if you click here, you press choose videos and you choose the different videos that you want. You can choose multiple videos for that, or you can choose just one video if you want to target them for something specific. Again, this is the other way. Another way that I really like to use, especially after the iOS changes and what happened with the people who opt out, it's the lists, okay? It's very important to start uploading your lists because at this point, it's the only way to actually target people, again, that they have been into your funnel, but they opted out. We don't have a clear answer from Facebook right now. So our question is, if somebody has opted out and I'm uploading a list, which this person is listed over there, is it going to be excluded immediately by Facebook because he opted out, or I can target him at least once before he's going to be opted out from my ads? We don't have an answer for that. In my opinion, he's not excluded right away because, as Facebook said, the list is it's all about who is having the list, and if a company has a list, that means that the person who is on the list actually give the consent to be on the list, so they have no responsibility about it, and they are going to let you advertise him at least once. This is my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong about it. The last way that I would like to show you, because marketeers tend to forget local businesses, and there are a lot of people that they have local businesses, and I also like to talk about it. We have here, this is the way to do the customer list, by the way. When you want to upload, you press next, you do the following steps and you upload it. It's a very easy process. And the other way is with the lead form. You can press next for the local businesses. You can actually choose whoever opened the form, who opened the form but didn't submit the form. You can have for the lead generation different options over here, or whoever opened and submitted the form. So imagine that there are some people that they opened the form and for some reason they didn't fulfill the form. Why not? Why aren't you going to retarget them? You should retarget them, okay? Things are happening in life. Maybe the dog is biting the couch. Maybe the baby is crying. Maybe a lighting is causing a shutdown to the power and electricity. All of these things can happen in life. So why not let's retarget the people who actually opened the form but they didn't submit. And you can do that with different days also here. We cannot put more than 180 days. As you can see, the maximum that we can go is 90 days for this specific form. You need to put the page and you need to check the different form that you actually used and the one that you want to be the form that people didn't submit, so that you can create your custom audience. These are the different ways that you can actually retarget. These are the custom audiences. I already showed you where to put them. Of course, with catalog ads, we're not talking about lead forms, but everything else, you can do conversion ads or lead generation forms. You can put these audiences in your custom audiences section. You can exclude just below. As you can see here, it has the exclude button that you can exclude your different audiences. And yeah, so long video, I know, but this is the way that you can actually do your different ads for retargeting, long term, short term, middle of funnel, bottom funnel. Just to explain that, when we're talking about bottom funnel, we're talking about the 30 days, the super warm, and everything else above that is the middle of funnel, the semi warm traffic. So let's say the social media retargeting, the people who the long-term target for 180 days is considered middle of funnel, okay? So that we can clear this out for some people that they don't know what is middle of funnel, top of funnel, and bottom of funnel. And the more money that you have, the more you can break this down. For example, in the long-term retargeting, instead of doing only 180 days, you can break it to 90 days, 120 days. You can experiment, and you can actually take all of the things that I told you, and I hope that I stimulated a little bit of your thinking, so that you can actually find the different ways and the different targeting which is going to work for your business. Sorry if this is a long video and you got tired. I hope that you watched it, and I'm going to see you for the closing of this video. I have seen companies running Google Ads or using other platforms, but not Facebook and Instagram. And it is totally fine if you don't want to use Facebook and Instagram for cold traffic, but for the love of God, if you have organic traffic or paid ads traffic from other platforms, install your pixel, your API, verify your domain, and run retargeting ads on Facebook and Instagram, even with a small budget. I'm sure that if you don't, you are leaving money on the table. You will not regret it. Just do this small retargeting with a small budget. In any case, that's all I had for you about the retargeting ads. Hit the like button if you like the video, and subscribe if you want to see more in the future. If you feel like it, leave your questions below, and your question might be featured in a future video. And don't forget that if you want to learn more about Facebook ads, you can read my book or check my courses. Links are below in the description. Until we meet again, be creative and be consistent.